2.2 pounds. 4.78. 2.2. Let's look at the other one.
That don't match. The numbers that I ran made me feel like Walmart got off easy. They got off easy. That comes out to $3,330,000 a day. That comes out to over $1.2 billion a year. Billion with a B. Billion with a B. It's deception. It's false advertising. It's yucky. And this is why they got sued. So recently on my YouTube channel, I shed a little bit of light on the shadier side of Amazon regarding allowing customers to completely and totally abuse the return policy to harm third-party sellers. This entire situation has really made me fall down a sort of rabbit hole on TikTok and the internet in general regarding these mega retailers that unfortunately a lot of us as consumers really have no choice but to give our money to and support. But today, I want to talk about Walmart, because while Amazon has had some shady practices, and I am more than happy to deep dive into some more of those. If you're interested in more of the shadier sides of Amazon, please let me know down in the comments below. And I will do another video a little bit more in depth about the other things that Amazon's got going on that are a little bit distasteful. But for today, I want to talk about Walmart and a specific class action lawsuit that kind of shook 2024 and personally brought to light some things that I never even would have considered. And this may or may not surprise you guys, but it gets pretty nasty. So a simple Google search tells us that there have been multiple class action lawsuits against Walmart, including fake advertising, injuries, random lawsuits like a woman suing Walmart for discrimination. But the one that I want to talk to you about today is deceptive pricing and the class action lawsuit that resulted in Walmart paying $45 million in damages to its own customers that didn't know that they were being deceived. After I talk about that lawsuit specifically, I want to also shed some light on something that is coming up in the year 2026 that a lot of you guys might not know about, and I feel like it's going to open up that door wide again for Walmart to do some shady business practices.
This video went viral when a Walmart shopper exposed a potential overpricing scam. She bought chicken labeled as 4.78 pounds, but when she weighed it on the store's scale, it showed only 2.22 pounds, meaning she was being charged almost double the price. She tried another pack and got the same result.
4.9.
Okay. So yeah, to put it in the simplest of terms, and I'm actually going to go to this woman's original TikTok video so we can see her in real time showing us, not just somebody else talking about it after the fact. What was basically happening is there was pre-packaged meats. And again, this is what the class action lawsuit was about. And this was founded to be proven true. And Walmart did end up settling for a $45 million price tag as a result of all of these findings. Basically, what was happening was people were getting prepackaged meats that had one weight on the package and a price. Well, people were paying the accurate price that was on the package. Now, they were buying 2.5 pounds worth of chicken and they were getting, rung up accurately at the checkout. The problem was that 2.5 pound package of chicken really only weighed a little over 2 pounds or 2.25 pounds. So the weight that was being reflected on the packaging was completely inaccurate, causing people to actually pay more money per pound than advertised.
And to prove I'm not full of shit, here we go. 4.78 pounds. 2.2 pounds. 4.78. 2.2. Let's look at the other one.
That don't match.
4.9. 2 pounds. Walmart is getting us.
They're screwing us.
Right? They're screwing us.
Yeah, that's a big difference, right? So here's the thing. Walmart was basically, in my opinion, treating its customers like we're stupid. Even a quarter of a pound or a few ounces off, you are being robbed as the customer. You're literally being scammed because you're paying more than you think you're paying. That's the equivalent of a major company or a major retailer, a major corporation, a major product distributor. That is equivalent to them squeezing out more packages to sell with the same amount of product. You know, some might call it shrinkflation, but it's deceptive nonetheless, because you think you're getting 2.5 pounds worth of chicken and you're actually only getting 2.25 pounds worth of chicken. So basically, the manufacturer is able to take that extra 1/4 pound of meat on every single package and turn it into more packages to be sold at full price, therefore increasing their revenue with the same amount of product. Does that make sense? But what this woman discovered was it was way more than that. We're talking a 4-pound package when it's really only 2 pounds. So they were grossly overweighing their packages. And so customers like this lady that did this TikTok, she was actually paying almost, if not more than double the cost per pound than she thought. And kudos to her for figuring it out, because most people would just pick up the package, go check out, and move on with their life. Most people would not even realize how grossly overweight those packages are. And now let's look at both sides of the coin, right? Let's try to see it from two sides. Could this have been accidental? Yes, it could absolutely have been accidental on Walmart's part, or whatever the butcher service that Walmart uses to prepackage their meat. I believe that most Walmart locations prepackage their meat, because I would like to think that I've seen it myself with my own eyes. But I've also, seen people in comment sections saying things like Walmart doesn't weigh their own meat. It's the manufacturer, so Walmart is just responsible for selling it. So they might not, have any idea that their packages are so grossly overweighed and overpriced. So let's look at it from two sides, right? What if Walmart didn't know? They didn't know that these items were incorrectly weighed. What if it was a mistake? Now, speaking from experience, I understand that weights need to be calibrated. So if you've viewed my channel before, or if you've seen my other content, you'll know that I do also participate in farmers markets. I have a nut and candy business, and I will participate in farmers markets. And while I don't use a scale at the farmer's market myself, I do have experience with knowing and seeing other people that participate in the farmer's market with me that sell fruits and vegetables from their farms that do weigh items at the farmer's market at the time the customer is purchasing. And I can tell you guys, those scales have to be regulated and calibrated. The state will not just allow for any farmer or anybody who is weighing items at the farmer's market to use any scale that they want. It has to be verified, it has to be calibrated, it has to be legal. That way, customers are not getting ripped off, which is exactly what was happening with Walmart. Customers were getting ripped off, they were getting duped, they were being deceived, they were being conned into spending more money on product than they thought. So, even if Walmart didn't know, even if Walmart was completely clueless, even if Walmart thought that all of the weights were accurate on their packages, they're still at fault here. Why? Because it's their job to make sure that their customers are not being deceived. And if they didn't know that the weights on these packages were so inaccurate, that's neglect on Walmart's part anyway, and they deserve to be sued, and they deserved to have to settle and spend millions upon millions of dollars. Now, do I personally think the $45 million was fair? No, and this is why. I did a little bit of math. I just a little bit of math, And the numbers that Walmart was probably making off of these deceptive packages is mind-blowing, just based off of the math that I did on my little calculator. But before we go over those numbers, I want to show you guys one more TikTok of someone explaining the other side of why Walmart was sued for this reason. Because it wasn't just pre-weighed, pre-packaged items that Walmart got busted for. They were also busted for having prices on the shelf that did not match what happened when people went to go ring up at the register. Now, I know that if the price is lower at the register, nobody's gonna complain, right? Nobody's gonna complain. We can all be very, very, very happy when we get to the checkout and the price is less than we thought, but the problem arises when the price is higher than we thought. And that's what people started noticing. They started noticing, you know, on the shelf something is $2.77, and then they check their receipt and it's actually $2.97. So that was 20 cents more than they originally thought that they paid. They don't find out till they get home, because when you're checking out with 20 or more items, you might not be paying attention to every single item that's scanned. Although you gotta admit, after this video, I bet you're gonna pay closer attention every time an item is scanned. I know I am.
These photos were used in a recent lawsuit. So if you look closely, you can see this is normally $1.48 per pound, but it was on rollback for 98 cents. It measured in at 15 pounds, 0.38 ounces. But look here, on the receipt, it actually got charged 23 pounds instead of 15 pounds. 1 pound at 98 cents a pound. So the rollback worked properly. They were charged the $22.76 that this was normally marked for, exactly the same, $22.76 and $22.76, so that at the rollback price, they just increased the poundage so that it equaled out to the same amount that it was going to be charged prior to the rollback.
So, okay, here's the thing with this, right? When this turkey was scanned, it scanned for the same price that was on the tag, right? It scanned for the same price that was on the tag. So while you're checking out, while you're actually looking at it, you might be looking at it and saying, oh, it's the price that was on the tag. However, you don't realize that turkey was on rollback, and it was actually supposed to be about 30% cheaper, because the price per weight on the tag was, what, $1.48. It said it was on rollback for 98 cents a pound. So you would think that, okay, so it's supposed to ring up for less than what's on the tag price. But that is what is referred to as a bait and switch, which is a gray area. It's a gray area, but I think the way that Walmart used this as a bait and switch is not allowed, right? It's completely illegal. It's false advertising. You're thinking that you're going to be paying 98 cents a pound so that you pick up the turkey, because $1.48 a pound isn't as appealing. So you pick up the turkey thinking you're paying 98 cents a pound, and you're actually paying $1.48 a pound. And that's just scammy, scummy, and just not right.
Here's another example of pork that was weighing in at 1.98 pounds. Price per pound $5.17, and total price $10.24. When it was charged up, it was charged for 2.19 pounds at $4.67, so it did the rollback price and came out to the same total, $10.24, that it would have been before the rollback price per pound, because they overcharged for the pounds in the exact amount to get the exact price that it would have been before their sale.
Dirty, 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 dirty. Oh my gosh. So yeah, it's number manipulation, it's deception, it's false advertising, it's yucky. And this is why they got sued.
Walmart still denies any wrongdoing, but has agreed to settle tentatively for $45 million. So customers who purchased eligible groceries sold by weight from Walmart between October 2018 and January 2024 may qualify for the settlement. So you can go to you can use that to find the link. Also, this is mouseprint.org. There's great information there, and that's where I looked all of this.
Okay, so that's basically the end of that video. Unfortunately, the settlement, like the form that you could fill out to be a part of the settlement and get some money, that has already passed. You know, all of this has been settled more than a year ago, but we're just talking about it now because of what I want to talk to you about up next, something that's about ready to happen by the year 2026. But before I get into the deceptive practices that I see in the very near coming future and why I wanted to talk about this today, so that we can all be prepared for it and have our eyes open and be watching to make sure that we're not getting screwed over as Walmart's customers. First, I want to run some numbers with you, because the numbers that I ran made me feel like Walmart got off easy. They got off easy only having to pay $45 million in damages. Because listen to these numbers. So let's say I was overcharged 9 cents on an item, right? I'm not gonna say anything about it because it's 9 cents. It's a matter of pennies. So let's start doing some math. So 9 cents, let's say 9 cents, you're not gonna cause a stink about, but let's say that happens to 100 people every single hour that shop at Walmart. So now that turns into $9 that 100 people are just giving one Walmart store in overages that they don't realize they're being charged. So when I Googled, it turns out that on average, a Walmart store is open for 17 hours a day. So now that turns into $153 over the course of one day of one Walmart being open. Now, how many stores are in the United States? 4,615 stores nationwide. So if that happens at every single store that exists in the United States, that is $706,095 in overages that Walmart is collecting in one single day. Now, let's do a year. So they're not open 365 days a year. We know that Walmart is closed on Christmas Day. I honestly don't remember if it's closed on Thanksgiving at all, but let's just say it is. So let's take that times 363 days if they're closed on Thanksgiving and Christmas. That comes out to a whopping $256,312,485 a year. Now, that's $250 million. $250 million a year just from charging 100 people an hour an extra 9 cents every single day that they're open in every single store that they have. Now, if that wasn't staggering enough, I decided to Google and just simply ask Google, how many shoppers does Walmart have every single day across the United States? So according to AI, Google, ChatGPT, whatever, Walmart has 37 million customers a day. 37 million customers a day. So if we use that number, let's say 37 million customers a day times 9 cents. That comes out to $330,000 a day. Now let's take that times 363 days a year. That comes out to over $1.2 billion a year. Billion with a B. Billion with a B. So just the act of Walmart overcharging each customer 9 cents. Now, this is not a proven thing. Let me backtrack before we all explode in anger and go yell unnecessarily at a Walmart employee. This is just my figures, my personal curiosity of my thoughts. How much money would I be okay losing every time I went to Walmart? 9 cents, right? So if everybody thought like me and all estimated 37 million Walmart shoppers on a daily basis all were giving an extra 9 cents that they didn't know that they were giving, $1.2 billion a year. $1.2 billion a year. And Walmart got away with a $45 million settlement. That's chump change. They should have had to have paid a lot more than that to its harmed customers. Just my opinion. So now let's talk about what's coming down the pike for Walmart and why I see this problem getting even worse.
Announced that they're using the technology that would enable them to implement dynamic and surge grocery pricing. By 2026, they say that they're going to deploy the technology to 2,300 locations. They're saying it's in a bid to improve efficiency and customer service, but these particular programs have been known to allow retailers to instead use it to gather data and information on consumers and use that to decide if specific shoppers can get charged more for groceries if they fit the data points that would suggest that that shopper makes more money. So of course, Walmart is touting it as something that benefits the employers and the shoppers because of course, but we all know that.
Yeah, so Walmart by the year 2026 is looking to do away with papered price tags and they're going digital. What does this mean to the average person? Why should you care? And how does this tie into the lawsuit that I just got done talking about? If Walmart has the ability to change the prices of items on the shelf at any moment in time they want, those prices are going to be ever changing. Now, do I think that Walmart is going to change the price 6 times a day? Maybe, maybe not. But that is going to, one, instigate this pricing issue even more because what if the price changes from the time we pick up an item off of the shelf and take it to the register, right? Like, what if when you pick up an item off of the shelf, the price is $2.67, but by the time you get to the register, the price is $3.24? You're just gonna have to pay it. Like, you're just gonna have to pay it. Like, and so you will literally think you're paying one price and get charged at the register another price, and there's nothing you could do about it because, well, the price changed from the time you picked it up to the time you got to the register. Tough. Walmart is basically making it easier for them to change prices on the whim. Now, there's a lot of people that are on TikTok talking about surge pricing. So whether or not that is going to be the real issue, only we will know when the digital price tags become a thing. But the problem that I personally foresee is that they got busted charging different prices at the register than were marked on the shelf. Doing digital price tags is going to basically allow them to do that as much as they want, because they can just claim, well, the price changed by the time the person got to the register. It is what it is. That is personally how I see it. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Do you see that being a way to kind of legally do what they were doing and had the class action lawsuit filed against them for previously? Do you see this as kind of like creating this gray area and allowing them to charge whatever they want at the register? I don't know. But there are people that are talking about surge pricing regarding this Walmart digital price tag issue. Like this gentleman here talks about the surge pricing pretty in depth.
Walmart made an announcement recently. Earlier this month, Walmart announced it would be doing away with sticker shelf pricing at all 2,300 stores by 2026. That sticker shelf pricing will be replaced by digital screens. And this is a change that Walmart stated is ultimately making us faster and improving the customer experience. Now, I think it's important to note that anytime Walmart tells us something is going to be better for us, we should be asking, why are they making the change? And the conclusion that many people, myself included, have arrived at is this is a precursor to surge pricing. If you're not too familiar with surge pricing and you've ever been to a sporting event, a concert, a large gathering in an area, and you call an Uber or a Lyft after and the price is 2x or 3x what it would normally be, that is their surge pricing, which basically means demand is higher so we can get away with charging more. One industry analyst who was interviewed after Walmart made this announcement said, quote, "If it's hot outside, we can raise the price of water and ice cream," end quote. Proof that the greediest motherfuckers continue to get greedier.
That's the problem with surge pricing. That would be the equivalent to any store being able to raise the price of hand sanitizer when the pandemic happened. Or just like he said, raising the price of bottled water when it gets hot. It's nasty. It's dirty, it's deceitful, and I really truly hope that that is not the intent, because right now Walmart is flaunting the digital price tag aspect of their business as being more efficient. They can change prices faster. Honestly, I see it as taking an employee's job as well, because you know that an employee has to go change all of those price tags all over the store, and if they're able to just do it digitally, is that employee going to have their hours cut? Are they going to downsize their staff? I mean, you get where I'm coming with that. So that's an entirely separate situation. You know, is it another attempt for Walmart to cut costs, just like self-checkouts were? You know, ever since they did self-checkouts, now there's less cashiers, you know, and it's just one more thing that Walmart can do to cut its bottom line. But they might tout and say that they're doing this to keep their prices low. But we all know that allegedly, in my opinion, it's less about keeping the prices low and it's more about increasing their profit margins and bigger bonus checks for the higher ups in the company. Just my opinion. And then I thought that this was just kind of funny. This was a TikTok that someone had put up about recording all of the prices of the items before getting to checkout. So if something checks out differently, then they have proof so that Walmart is forced to change their prices. And I just thought that this was kind of funny, because is this what we're gonna have to start doing now? Like, this is the price of the item when I took it off the shelf, and then you're gonna have to sit there and like flip through your photos on your phone as each item is checked out to make sure that you're being properly charged. Is that what we're gonna end up, you know, having to do? Because Groceries are already expensive. And if they're going to be even more expensive than we even thought before that, the only thing that we can do to try to combat it is to pay attention. Just pay closer attention. And honestly and truly, it's disgusting that we have to pay as close attention as we do. It is. It's disgusting. It should not be this way. And it is because these major corporations can basically do whatever they want. These major retailers can do whatever they want, and they get just a little slap on the wrist and a $45 million lawsuit settled when there are people being damaged. There are real people being damaged by this situation. And so major corporations, major retailers like Walmart can just sit around and go, okay, people know. People know what we're doing now. So what can we do to not get caught, in my opinion? Ah, yes, we can move to digital price tags. Let's do that. More than ever now, you guys, I just wanna preach about shopping small. Shop small, you guys. Try to avoid major retailers as much as possible. In my last Amazon video, I talked about not buying on Amazon as much as possible because of the shady practices that Amazon has. I try so hard not to shop at Walmart if I can help it. I try to do, a different grocery route, or I try to buy things privately, or, let me know in the comments if you figured out a way not to. But it's like we are forced to shop with these major retailers, and they're doing shady things. They're just doing shady things. And there's nothing that we can do to not get screwed over. The only thing that we can do to protect ourselves is to pay attention. So that is my effort in this video, is to help shed a little bit of light and help you pay attention. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video and appreciate this kind of content, the fastest way to let me know is to hit the thumbs up. The YouTube algorithm also really likes it when you do that, so I appreciate you for it. If you have not yet subscribed, please do, and make sure to ring that notification bell. That way you're notified whenever I post my next video. Questions or comments, leave them down in the comments below. Don't forget to check out the video description box. I always put a lot of useful information in there. I will also include all of the people on TikTok that I featured in this video, as well as any articles. I also have my own personal websites and my selling channels down there if you are interested in supporting me that way, or just checking out and seeing exactly what I do, because this is a learning channel. So if you are an entrepreneur and you want to see how exactly I choose to sell items, you can go check out those sales channels down there. Thank you guys again so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.